Hi YouTube family, how are you all doing? Hope you all are doing great. Yes, staying in faith, basking in the love of God. Yep. Welcome back. This is Victorious Member. Here we talk about my faith in God, fashion, finances, lifestyle, other patterns to life and godliness, just helping us all be all that which God has called us to be. Yes. Hey, it's good to be back. It's Life is not as serious. Let's relax. Relax. Yeah. So today I'm gonna ask you a question. Your birthday is coming up. Christmas is coming. You know about this event. How are you planning to throw that big party? How are you planning to buy gifts for your hobby, for your children? How are you planning to enjoy Christmas this year? Are you going to be swiping your credit card? Are you going to be going to borrow money like you did last year, drowning you in debt that you are still paying up to this hour? What are you going to do different this year that could help you be more relaxed, more stress-free, spending the money because the money is there without being indebted? Yeah, so today I'm going to be talking about sinking funds. Yes, you heard me well. Did you hear sinking funds? Have you ever heard about sinking funds? What do you know about sinking funds? Please leave it in the comment section. Let us have this conversation. So what are sinking funds? So sinking funds are specific amount of money put aside for a particular known purpose and always for a particular period of time known to the individual. The cost is always known and for a particular purpose. For example, birthday celebration, a trip. Yes, COVID is almost over. The restrictions, borders have been open. You were always saying, "Oh, when the borders are open, I'm gonna go on vacation." How are you gonna go on vacation? How do you take that dream and make it a reality financially? Let's talk about this. Yes, Christmas is coming. We all know Christmas is time of gifting and things like that. How do you plan on saving money to get those gifts? Like, yeah, those expensive, like the watch you saw at the mall. How do you plan on saving money to get those gifts? Yeah, maybe medical expenditure. You could have parents who are old, or you could be in a country where you don't have medical insurance. How do you plan on covering your medicals if you fall sick? Because you know that these things happen. We are human. So we're going to talk about how we can use sinking funds to meet up those things. So if you start a sinking fund, let's say we're in the month of March, you start a sinking fund in March and your sinking fund is towards Christmas celebration. First, you have to get an estimate of how much you normally spend on an average in Christmas. So let's say you spend $1,000 every Christmas for food, for gifts. What you want to do is get that $1,000 and then divide it by 10 months. March to December, 10 months, which means you have to put aside in your Christmas sinking fund account, you have to put aside $100 every month, or $50 bi-weekly, or $25 every week for 10 months to be able to come up with that $1,000 when it's Christmas. So you want to celebrate your birthday, you want to go for a trip for your birthday, and you began in January, or let's say you had a birthday in March and you're planning for your next birthday next year March. How do you save up for that trip? How do you put money aside little by little for that trip? I know you say, "Oh, I have a saving account." Yes, there's a difference between a saving account and a sinking fund. A saving account is for investment, for growing wealth. A sinking fund is for purchase, for a particular event, for spending. So there's a difference between a saving account and a sinking fund. They are not the same. Most of us, you say, "Yes, I can just save money when it's time for my birthday or Christmas, I can just book money from our saving." We all know that when we put money just in bulk, we just keep money, and there is no intentionality, there is no allocation to that money. By the time you know it, something comes up and an investment comes up and you have $10,000 in your saving account, you remove the 10,000 and you invest. You forget that, oh, Christmas is coming. You forget that, oh, your birthday is coming. But when you do sinking fund, it is specific to specific events and specific things to buy, bigger purchase. Maybe you want to buy a car, or you're planning to have a down payment of a house next year. How do you save gradually towards that event? And most often sinking funds, the time of the purchase is always known. Let's say you want to buy a house next year December, you know when you want to buy the house, so you start now by putting money aside. Gradually you look at the market, the housing market. You see how much down payments are there for houses which you can afford, and you say, okay, a down payment for a duplex is, let's say, 18,000. How do I save 18,000 in a 2 years period or in a year to be able to have my down payment? That's a sinking fund. You have a fund specifically just for down payment. You have a fund being put aside monthly or weekly or bi-weekly specifically just for your birthday. You have a fund being put aside specifically just for that Jamaican trip. So that's the whole essence of sinking fund. That's also a sense of sinking fund. What do you need to know before you set up a sinking fund? You need to be able to know have the event, know why you are saving, have a rough estimate of how much it's going to cost you for that event or that purchase, whatever it is. Then divide the amount by the period of time that you have in between when you begin your sinking fund and when the event will actually happen. I just give an example of a birthday. I give an example of Christmas. We are in March now, so if you're going to open a sinking fund for Christmas, which means you're going to estimate how much you're going to spend for Christmas celebration, and you divide it by the number of months we have left for this year, which is 10 months. So that's the whole essence of sinking fund, and that's how you can start or create a sinking fund. Another thing I want to talk about, where do I save my sinking fund? Yes, I know this is something, some people do cash envelopes. I'm going to insert a picture of what a cash envelope looks like. I don't do cash envelope. If I did, I would have showed you. If you guys remember, I'm creating a video on the difference between a bank and a credit union. And one thing I spoke about is the fact that with credit unions, you can open multiple saving accounts without being charged. Yes, so I have my sinking fund in a credit union. There I can open saving accounts for different things, as many as I want, and I save in those accounts without being charged. But if you have a bank where they charge you for the accounts you open, and you know that those charges are not worth it, then you can do what we call the cash envelope sinking fund method. I said I'm going to insert a picture here so that you see what is a cash envelope. This is actually people getting an envelopes for different event or different purchases, and then they slot in money in those envelopes every month, every week, bi-weekly, depending on you as a person. Some people have like a purse. It's like a purse that has compartments, and that you can label so that you know which compartment is for what. So you know when you're slotting money into the purse, you know how much you're slotting for each compartment depending on your need and the sinking funds. Yes, how many sinking funds can an individual have? You can have as many as you want. It's all an individual thing depending on what you are planning for, depending on the things you are budgeting for. I have like 6 sinking funds this year. I want to travel, so I began saving the beginning of this year. I got my travel estimate of my travel expenses, and I began saving. I want to celebrate my birthday. I have a sinking fund. I've been putting money because I know what I want. I want to do makeup. I want to do a photo shoot. I've already asked for the price. So it just helps you save little by little towards that event. Towards the event. So you can have as many sinking funds as you want, depending on where you are at and what you want as a person and how you can afford it. So this is all about this video. I just said, let me come here and just share. Let's talk about sinking funds. Do you have a sinking fund? How do you plan for your expenditures? If you want to buy a car, you want to buy a house, how do you plan for things you know that are sure to happen, like your children's birthday, like Christmas? How do you plan towards that? Because these are the daily activities. These are the very things that when we don't plan for, then when they happen, we are dipping our hands into our credit card, or we are borrowing money and just wrapping ourselves in debt. Yes, I always say, failing to plan is planning to fail. Love you all with the love of God. Hope this video helped you. And yes, leave your questions and comments in the comment section, and be sure to make more videos. The next video I'll be talking about is a difference between a sinking fund and an emergency fund. So stay tuned for that video. See you till then. Stay blessed. Remember, God loves you.